is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
The celebrity scene in the next world never sleeps, which is why I am constantly asking my contacts there to keep me up to date on the latest happenings. I am the Celebrity Medium, and I think we have some very interesting stuff to share with you on this week's report. But as always, you'll be the judge of that. So, what say we give you something to judge, shall we? As you know, probably, anyway, veteran character actor Abe Vigoda transitioned to the afterlife this past week. Speculating on whether he was alive or dead has been a running joke on the earthly plane for some time. Longtime listeners to the report also know that there was a man in the next world who was apparently an amazing look-alike of Vigoda, who has been claiming to be him for years now. So I've long wondered what would happen when the real-life Abe Vigoda arrived in his new existence. Well, I need wonder no more. According to my sources, when the actor arrived, there was a nice-sized crowd there to greet him, as Abe was accepting the welcomes of his fans. That's fans, plural. The look-alike stepped through the crowd and walked up to him. A source who witnessed the meeting says he expected the copycat to apologize to the real Vigoda for pretending to be him for so long. To the contrary, he not only did not apologize for impersonating Abe, he actually accused the actor of imitating him. Yes, the hoaxer is still claiming to be the real Vigoda, despite the overwhelming evidence that he is a fraud. My main source for this story says that Abe seemed somewhat confused by all this, as one would expect. He seemed not to quite understand what was happening as the faux Vigoda angrily confronted him face to face. The source says that the two almost came to blows, but they were separated by bystanders. The fake was hauled away by the do-gooders, but not before he shouted, "You haven't heard the last of me!" Abe seemed befuddled until a reporter filled him in on the whole story. I'm told he shook his head and laughed, but still seemed somewhat confused by the situation. You may or may not recognize the name LaVoy Finicum. Mr. Finicum was not an earthly plane celebrity of the kind we usually report on, but he has been in the news quite a bit of late. He was one of the protesters holed up at a bird sanctuary in eastern Oregon for the past few weeks. Finicum was known to some as the Blue Tarp Man after he was shown on TV news hiding underneath one while holding a rifle. He transitioned to the afterlife the other day after being shot by an Oregon state trooper while trying to avoid being arrested. One of my next world sources just happened to be near the entry point when he arrived. The source says that not only was there no crowd to welcome Finicum, not even James Brown, the unofficial greeter to the stars, was on hand. The source says that he, however, recognized Finicum and approached him. Finicum said, "So this is heaven?" My source acknowledged that, yes, the afterlife is what people often refer to as heaven. Finicum then asked him what kind of government the next world has. When the source told him that there is no government in the afterlife, Finicum responded, "So a fella can do pretty much what he pleases here?" The source told him that, yes, that's basically true. The militiaman then asked, quote, "So who's the HNIC around these parts?" HNIC stands for Head N-Word in Charge. The source told him that basically no one is really in charge of things in the next world. To that, Finicum said, "Well, I might like it here in that case." The two then parted company. It sounds to me as if LaVoy Finicum may have found the world he sought on the earthly plane in the end. In a follow-up to last week's story, Merv Griffin and his TV talk show co-host Tammy Faye Bakker are still in hiding, fearful of another attack by the Bambinos, fans of baseball legend turned radio shock jock Babe Ruth. Ruth sicked the Bambinos on the couple after they had Osama bin Laden on their show as a guest. Ruth took offense to that booking and said so loudly and repeatedly on his show. The Bambinos responded by attending a taping of Merv and Tammy's program and setting off stink bombs, clearing the studio. Since then, Griffin and Bakker have been holed up in the home they share, fearful of a repeat performance. Now, according to several sources, Ruth has agreed to call off the Bambinos, but there's a catch. He will only tell his rabid fans to pull in their horns if Griffin and Bakker agree to be guests on his morning drive show. Now, as Ruth has a well-deserved reputation for abusing those who come on his show, it's hard to predict whether the couple will take him up on his offer or not. The producers of their show are said to be trying to talk the duo into going on Ruth's show, as their program has been in reruns since the stink bomb incident. Lastly, wedding bells may be ringing for Robin Williams and Amy Winehouse in the near future. As I reported last week, the two met during recording sessions for Amy's Amazing Adventures, the cartoon show featuring an animated version of Winehouse. Williams plays several characters on the show, and Amy was so taken by his manic charm and wit that the two started dating and soon fell in love. Now word is that Robin has quietly proposed to the singer. It is said by some friends of the couple that they have picked out a small house to live in after the wedding. A source who has seen the place says it's a 1950s or 1960s California-style ranch house, dark and wooden. And I'm told that while it looks small from the street, in the back you can see the pool and the rest of the property. I mean, it sounds lovely to me. As of now, I have no word on when the wedding might be taking place. Word is that Williams and Winehouse are trying to keep the date a secret from the next world paparazzi. So that's it. Another busy week in the world of Afterlife celebrity. Time to lock up the Celebrity Afterlife Report studio until next time, when I'll have more up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebs. Until then, please take a moment out of your busy schedule to tell your friends that the report is available for free on iTunes. I hope to see you back here next week. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.